The wind was sharp that night, whipping through the empty streets of the city like it wanted to remind everyone who had a roof that not everyone did. On a corner near a closed diner, a young girl sat with her knees tucked to her chest. Her clothes were worn, her shoes too thin, and her eyes too old for someone barely 16. Her name was Emily. Emily hadn't had a home for months. Every day was survival, digging through trash cans, asking strangers for spare change, hoping she could stretch a few coins into a sandwich. But tonight she saw someone who looked even worse off than she was. An old man hunched by the alley wall, clutching his stomach. His face was pale, his lips dry, and his frail hands trembled as if the cold was pulling the life right out of him. Emily's stomach growled. She hadn't eaten since the day before, but she glanced at the half sandwich she'd managed to save and then back at the elder. Without hesitation, she walked over, knelt down, and pressed the sandwich into his hands. "Here," she whispered. "You need this more than me." The old man looked at her, eyes glassy, then broke into tears. "Why would you? You're just a child yourself." Emily smiled faintly. "Because I know what it feels like to be forgotten." What she didn't know was that someone was watching. Just across the street, leaning against a sleek black car, a man in a tailored coat had seen the whole thing. His name was Richard Hale. To the world, he was a powerful CEO, a billionaire with glass towers carrying his name. But tonight, he wasn't looking at profits. He was watching a girl, homeless and shivering, who had just given away her only meal. Richard had come from nothing once. He knew the ache of an. Richard crouched to her level. "Because kindness like yours deserves to be answered. I saw what you did last night. You gave away the only food you had, to someone who couldn't repay you. That means more than you know." Emily didn't trust him. Why should she? Men in expensive suits didn't talk to girls sleeping on sidewalks. But then Richard reached into his coat and handed her a card. "Come to this address. No strings attached. Just a chance." Emily almost threw it away. But hunger, and something in his steady eyes, made her hold on to it. Days later, curiosity got the better of her. She walked to the address. Her jaw dropped. It wasn't a shelter. It was a corporate office tower, his tower. And when she gave the card to the receptionist, she was led straight upstairs. Richard met her in a warm, sunlit office. On the desk sat food, clothes, and something she hadn't seen in a long time, a picture of a family. He told her his story, how he grew up poor, how he was once just a boy with nothing but a dream. Then he said words that made her chest tighten. "Emily, I believe people like you can change the world. I want to give you a home, an education, a future. Because you didn't just help a hungry man, you reminded me what real humanity looks like." Emily broke down, the walls she'd built around her heart shattering. For the first time in months, she felt seen. And the old man she'd fed? He stood beside Richard, dressed in clean clothes now. He wasn't just some stranger, he was Richard's mentor, a man who'd once guided him through his darkest days. He had been testing her spirit in his own way, and she had passed without knowing. The girl who thought she was invisible was about to have her life changed forever. From that day, Emily no longer slept on cold sidewalks. She studied, she grew, and years later, she started a foundation of her own, to help homeless youth who felt forgotten, just like she once had. And whenever someone asked her why she cared so much, she would smile softly and say, "Because one night, when I had nothing, I gave away my last meal. And the world gave me back a future." Message: sometimes the smallest act of kindness, even from someone who has nothing, can awaken hope in others and change a life forever.